Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video about the Pythagorean Theorem. So the first two pages you're going to take notes with me, and then on the third page you're going to have a chance to try some problems on your own, and then at the end you can see how you did. Alright, so what is the Pythagorean Theorem all about? Well, here's the rule, okay? The rule for the theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Okay, let me say that again. So it's the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So here's really a famous rule that you'd be seeing again and again and again all throughout high school and college, where it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So what it's saying is this length of a when it's squared plus this length of b when it's squared, those two together, okay, add up to this length of c when it's squared, okay? And this rule works for every single right triangle and only for right triangles. All right? So if we turn the page, let's actually take a look at it. And this time it's a little more visual. So here we have our right triangle, okay? And we know that the legs are 3 and 4. And we know that the hypotenuse is 5. So let's write down A is going to be 3. That's going to be our distance of right here. All right. Our B value is going to be the other leg, which is 4. And the hypotenuse has to be the 5. Because again, that's directly across from the right angle. So here's our 5. So C is going to be right over here, 5. All right. So let's plug it in and make sure it works. So if A is 3, so it's going to be 3 squared plus, well, B is 4, so plus 4 squared. That's going to equal C, which is 5, and 5 squared. So now if I simplify this, 3 squared is 9, plus 4 squared is 16, and that's going to equal 5 squared, which is 25, and 16 plus 9 is 25, and because 25 equals 25, we know that 3, 4, and 5 are the correct dimensions of this right triangle. All right. So again, this rule works for every single right triangle out there. And remember, the rule states that the square of the hypotenuse, all right, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other sides. All right. So now that you understand a little more about the Pythagorean theorem, why don't you pause the video and try the your turn problems now? And when you're done, hit play. You can see how you did. All right. Good luck. Alright, welcome back. Let's say you do with this practice problem. Okay, so I know that the C value has to be 13. Alright, so I'm going to write C is going to be 13. And then I'm going to have the A value be 12. So A is 12. And then we're going to say the B value is 5. So B is 5. Now the A and the B value, they can interchange, but the C value always has to be that of the hypotenuse. Alright, so let's plug it in and make sure it works. So if A is 12, so 12 squared plus, if B is 5, 5 squared, that has to equal 13 squared. Alright, 12 squared is 144, plus 5 squared is 25, and 13 squared, well 13 times 13 is 169. And when I add 144 and 25, I get 169. And because 169 equals 169, I know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Thus, this is definitely a right triangle. All right, how'd you do?